Alright, today we're going to talk about interpreting proportional relationships and really talking about what they mean in the real world or in real life applications. So let's take a look at this first graph. Looks like it's a train, and we have a number of hours going across the x-axis and the distance going across the y-axis. So this train is going some kilometers per hour. The problem says the distance traveled by a high-speed train is proportional to the number of hours traveled. Interpret each plotted point in the graph. So here's my first plotted point at 0, 0. To interpret a proportional relationship, I want to write a sentence. So for 0, 0, that's my coordinates, 0, 0, right? For 0, 0, the train goes 0 kilometers in 0 hours. I guess better than goes would be travels, but there you have it. Our next point is at 1, 200. So at 1, 200, the train travels 200 kilometers in 1 hour. And the last point on here is at 4, 800. So the train travels 800 kilometers in 4 hours. So we have to interpret all of the points on the graph. Alright, interpret each plotted point in the graph of the proportional relationship. So again, we're at 0, 0. And this time we're talking about how much money you earn compared to how many hours you work. So you earn $0 for 0 hours of work. Try the next two points there, and then go ahead and try to do the hot air balloon relationship on your own. Make sure you take a look at your labels. So this is how high you're going in how many seconds. Alright, comparing graphs of proportional relationships. The state sales taxes in Maine and New York are proportional to the price of a purchase, as shown in the graph. Express the sales tax rate for each state as a percent. So, Maine we can see is this higher line, and one of the points on that line is 1.5. So they're paying 5 cents for each dollar. In sales tax. And in New York, we can see that they're paying 20 cents for each $5 spent in New York. So to express the sales tax rate as a percent, this is 5 cents out of a dollar or 5 cents out of 100 cents. So to write that as a percent's always out of 100. So this is already really convenient for us. It'll just be 5% sales tax. Here we have 20 cents out of $5, which would be 500 cents. 2/50ths would be 4 100ths. And I changed it to 100ths so that I can easily think of it as a percent, because again, percent is always out of 100. So in New York, they would be paying 4% sales tax. I'm going to label those. Now, does that make sense based on our line? Well, in Maine, are they increasing? Look at your line. Is it increasing at a more rapid pace than in New York? I'd say the answer is yes. In Maine, you're increasing more quickly than in New York. You're not going to have quite so much sales tax to pay. Part B says, what is the sales tax on a $12 purchase? So we have multiple ways we can find this solution. We can use our 4%. We could say, okay, 4% of $12. You learned last year about the percent equation. So that would be 4% written as a decimal. Of tells me to multiply $12 will find us the answer. Or we can use a proportion. So if we have 20 cents for each $5 and we want to know for $12, we can cross multiply and then divide. So if we did that, either one actually, 4% of 12 or using our proportion, our answer will be 48 cents. All right, moving on. The graph shows that the commissions of two salesmen are proportional to the amounts of sales. Express the commission rate for each salesman as a percent. So that's just like what we just did. This salesman A is making $1,000 and earns a commission of $100. Salesman B sells $4,000 worth of stuff and earns $150. So salesman A makes $100 when he sells $1,000 worth of merchandise. Salesman B makes $150 when he sells $4,000 worth of merchandise. So to rate those as a percent, we would say $100 out of 1,000. If I divide that out, I would get 0.1 or 0.10, which would be 10%. So I want you to find the percent that salesman B is making, right? His commission rate as a percent. And then I want you to go ahead and try B, which says what commission does salesman A receive for a $10,000 sale? And then I want you to try letter C. How much more commission does salesman A receive than salesman B for a $10,000 sale? All right. Practice those problems for homework and have a great night.